Hello everyone, this is Dr. J with the Human Movement Institute. Today we will be teaching you how to release, stretch, and mobilize your middle scalene muscle. And if you remember from our previous video, the anterior scalene video, the middle scalene can wreak just as much havoc on us as the anterior scalene. It makes up part of the scalene triangle where a group of nerves goes through called the brachial plexus. In particular, the trunks of the brachial plexus. Thus, if the middle scalene muscle is tight, it can cause radiating pain into the chest, down the arm, into the hand, even into the shoulder pain. The patient will often say that it feels like there's a vice grip around the sides of my neck. How do we find our own middle scalene? First, we find the big easy one to find, which is the sternocleidomastoid. Just behind it is the anterior scalene, and to the side of it is the middle scalene. It's by far the biggest of the scalene muscles. It lives from C2 all the way down to the first rib. To release it, you can tack it to the bone and tilt to the same side of pain and start to strum the muscle side to side. You can also do a traditional trigger point release where you just hold pressure on it for 30 seconds to 1 minute, 2 to 3 times. Personally, I do a combination of techniques and movements to release my middle scalene. If I'm in a lot of pain and there's a lot of tension there because I've been working out hard, stressed, hurrying, breathing in my neck, I will sit or lay down to release my middle scalene. By laying down, you can support the head and neck, and it will give you better access to the middle scalene. You can find that sternocleidomastoid, or the SCM muscle, find anterior scalene, go to middle scalene. By tilting the head towards, you will shorten so you can release or do trigger point release on the muscle, holding for 20 to 30 seconds, up to a minute, 2 to 3 times. Or I can strum this muscle from C2 by finding my earlobe going right down the side of the neck. These are kind of tender parts of our neck known as the transversus processes. They're kind of pointy, can kind of be tender, but we're looking for the scalene that lives right down the side of them, down to the first rib. So from C2, the first rib, we want to release. Now I can do positional release or stretch. I'm holding down on my first rib, breathing with my diaphragm, not my neck. 5 to 10 breaths, 2 to 3 times, 2 to 3 times a day if needed. As with any neck pain, we want to find out why it's there. And thus things like postural correction, ergonomics, head and neck positions or postures. Am I breathing in my neck or am I breathing in my diaphragm? All matter for why this muscle would kick in and cause pain. If you like this video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and share it with your friends and families. So who doesn't like to know how to release or stretch or mobilize their own middle scalene? Thank you.